Hi, I'm Carl Taylor from Visual Education and welcome to this ongoing series of studio lighting and modifiers. We look at their attributes, the effects of the light, qualities of build, various options in these different modifiers. Hopefully you'll find this a very useful series to your knowledge on studio lighting. Today's video is about the deep focus or parabolic shaped umbrellas.
Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Use coupon code CARL to get a 10% discount.
Now they're not true parabolic reflectors such as a Para 88 or a 133 or a 222. These are kind of cheating parabolic reflectors. Let me explain why. Well, first of all, the way the axis is mounted, it means your light isn't exactly in the center in the way that it is in a true parabolic reflector. But most importantly, the actual shape of this from the side is not exactly a true parabola, so therefore you don't benefit from the exact physics of a parabolic reflector. We are covering parabolic reflectors in another video, so you can learn more about those later. But what this modifier does offer you is quite impressive results relative to the price that you pay for them. This particular Deep Focus 110 is a broncolor one. There are others on the market from other brands. This one is around about $250. The Pro Photo one is around about $300. So they're all in that same sort of price point. However, personally, I think as umbrellas go, based on the construction of them, I think they're overpriced. Remember that a normal sort of silver umbrella 105 silver umbrella runs for as cheap as $20. This doesn't look like a huge amount of construction extra, a few extra prongs on the Deep Focus one to get that shape, but surely does it require such a big increase in price? I don't know. Anyway, how effective is it as a modifier? Well, let's look at the differences. Now, we've already reviewed normal silver umbrellas, and you would have seen how the light distribution inside a normal silver umbrella can be a bit bandy and a bit scattered, and that results in the sort of harder pockets of light in odd places, which gives you a sort of higher contrast look. But if we look at the Deep Focus 110, you'll notice a much more uniform characteristic to the position of the light. We have a centrally brighter area due to that deep focus shape. And then we have a more even illumination throughout the rest of the umbrella area. And as we vary the distance of the umbrella in and out, we can change the hardness somewhat of that light, similar to how we can with a true parabolic reflector, but without the level of precision. But this does give a relatively effective light source. It does give us some collimation, some sculpting, some three-dimensionality. So when we use it on our subject, when our subject would be placed here, you would be shooting over from the other side, from underneath it, if you were doing a beauty shot. It does give some relatively nice sculpting. However, we've already reviewed the 70 centimeter beauty dish, and I've shown you in that video how wonderfully effective the light is from a 70 centimeter silver beauty dish, and it comes at a much less expensive price. A 70 centimeter beauty dish is coming in at around $150 compared to $250 to $300 for one of these, and I actually prefer the lighting from the 70 centimeter beauty dish. That's my opinion. Now, what about your opinion? Well, how can you assess it? Let's take a look here. We've got this wonderful lighting comparison tool over on our education platform where you can compare all different modifiers using our selection scroll here, or if you prefer to do it visually, you can choose the modifiers from the picture identifiers below. Now at the moment on the right, I've actually got the 70 centimeter beauty dish shot here in our comparison app tool, the lighting comparison visualizer. And if I move over here and I find the Deep Focus umbrella, should be in the list somewhere, there it is, and we flick it on there, you'll see the results are quite similar. Now you may notice and you think, well, this one looks a bit brighter and a bit lighter and maybe looks a little bit better. But what you're seeing there is just a reduction in contrast in the shadows, more light bouncing around the studio, spreading around because of the spread of light out of the umbrella, resulting in slightly softer shadows. If we zoom in and we look at the sort of three-dimensionality and the contouring of the light, we can see that it's slightly softer in the 110. But the other key reason that it's softer in the 110 is that it is a bigger area light source. The larger the light, the softer the light. This is 110 centimeters diameter. This is 70 centimeters diameter. But the collimation of light from the beauty dish is actually more effective and I think more pleasing to the eye, especially when we start to use it in combination with fill lighting as well. Don't get me wrong, the 110 centimeter does give a very pleasing result. But if we actually go and compare it, for example, to the Para 88, you'll see the Para 88 is far more striking, far more three-dimensional, far more cutting edge, if you like, in the terms of the contrast and the lighting. Or if we go to the Para 133 in the soft position as well, a far more visually pleasing light from the true parabolic reflectors compared to the 110 deep focus. Now, while we're on the subject of parabolic, let's look at the difference in depth of these. Why is this called a deep focus? Well, its design is deeper than a normal umbrella. If we open up this umbrella, there's a standard 105 centimeter silver umbrella. You can see the difference in depth, and that is obviously helping that light be more focused on the deep one, to keep it more central, to stop more spill around the studio, and to create that better bite, if you like, on the face and beauty area. So don't get me wrong, this modifier well outperforms a simple silver umbrella. It comes very close to a 70 centimeter beauty dish. Some may prefer it, some may not. It's slightly more expensive than a 70 centimeter silver beauty dish, but it is very versatile. It does pack up very small compared to a more clunky, clumsy beauty dish. So I think in terms of what you get for your money with a deep one focus or similar, then I think they are an effective lighting modifier. But obviously, if you already own a Para 88 or a true parabolic reflector like the Para 133, then there is really no need to own a deep focus 110 as well. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you can join us for one of our next videos in this studio lighting modifier series.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Carl to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.